Okay, here we go.
Sleeping is something that happens in everyone's life every day. Sleep is important because without it, one would be very unhealthy. Some people would not put sleep on their to-do list every day, but in fact, it should be on everyone's list every day. One may think that they are getting enough sleep each night, but statistics show that adults have lost 1 hour's sleep compared to what adults used to have 30 years ago. Statistics also show that preschoolers have lost 30 minutes of sleep compared to what they used to get 30 years ago also. That may not seem like much, but each minute lost of sleep can mean a lot for one the next day. By researching many websites, the book All About Sleep from A to Z by Elaine Scott, and a personal interview with one of O'Neill High School science teachers, Lindy Furno, I was convinced to pay better attention to my sleeping habits and change them, and I think you will also. Sleep is very important and is something that people need to start taking more seriously. In order for people to take good sleeping habits seriously, one must understand what sleep is all about and why it is so important. If one would decipher what sleep does for our bodies, the different sleeping stages that people go through every time they go to sleep, and look at some research of bad sleeping habits, they may want to change their own sleeping habits right away. I hope at the end of this speech you will have a better understanding of why sleep is so important. Sleep is important to everyone. Everyone goes to sleep every night and sleeps a few hours of the day at some point in their day. But have you ever wondered how different our world would be if everyone got a good night of rest every night? Sleep is one of the most crucial things that one can do for a body. Bodies need much rest and sleep to help people be more active and get through the long days. Having good sleeping habits will help with people's mental sharpness, productivity, emotional balance, creativity, and even your weight. Most people may think that sleep is a waste of time because there are so many other things they could be doing besides sleeping. But actually, sleeping isn't a waste of time because it is the time when the brain overlooks the body to find anything wrong that can keep one from running in top condition for the next day. In an interview with one of O'Neill High School's science teachers, Mrs. Furno said, "Good sleeping habits can help because during sleep is the time that the dendrites grow if new learning has occurred. These are the pathways that can be used to store the knowledge or for other knowledge learned later. Sleep is also the time the brain destroys unused neurons, opening the room for the dendrites to grow. It is like weeding the garden to make room for the plant you want to grow. Without sleep, this would not happen. It is especially important in children and adolescents to get at least 8 hours of sleep because dendrites do not develop in adulthood. Adults learn new information, but the pathways develop during childhood." Unquote. One should know by now that sleep is important. But how many hours should one be getting each night? That would really depend on the age of the person. Getting the right amount of sleep each night is very important because it also plays an immense role in the performance one will have in the classroom. Dr. A.B. Sadin of Arbib University did an experiment to see how important a good night of rest is. He sent 77 4th and 6th graders home, telling them to stay up a little bit later than they usually do. What he came to find out was very interesting. The 6th graders performed in the classrooms like 4th graders. 1 hour or more loss of sleep lost those 6th grade students 2 years of schooling. Every minute of sleep counts towards better grades every day. Having enough sleep each night even reflects on the grades you receive in school. In the book All About Sleep from A to Z by Elaine Scott, it is stated that students that receive A's in school average 15 more minutes of sleep each night than those students who receive B. B students average 11 more minutes of sleep than students who receive C's. C students get in around 10 more minutes than students that receive D's. That is less than an hour difference of sleep from students who receive A's to students who receive D's. While people are sleeping, there are a multitude of different things going on in the body other than becoming healthier. The body goes in and out of 5 different sleeping stages. Before the body enters any sleeping stage, or before the body even goes to sleep, there is a relaxing stage, or known as the waking stage. It is called the waking stage because the body is not yet asleep. This is not a stage of sleep, but rather a time before the first sleeping stage begins. In this relaxing stage, the body will loosen up, relax all muscles, and prepare for sleep. After the body is done relaxing and preparing for sleep, stage 1 will come into effect. During stage 1, the body is asleep, but in a very light sleep. Stage 1 will only last for 5 to 10 minutes. After 5 to 10 minutes, the body will move on to stage 2. During stage 2, the body relaxes even more than it was before. The heart rate will slow down and the body temperature will decrease. During this stage, the body will prepare to enter a deep sleep. Stage 3 and 4 are seen together because they are so much alike. Stage 4 is more intense than stage 3, but both stages are known as slow wave or delta sleep. After the deep sleep of stage 3 and 4 occurs, the body will enter a stage called non-REM sleep. REM sleep is short for rapid eye movement. Non-REM sleep takes place before the REM stage, or the 5th sleeping stage. We have learned why sleep is good for the body and what sleep can do to help better yourself. And we have also learned about the different sleeping stages. The last thing we'll be looking at is bizarre sleeping behaviors. Sleep isn't, however, as peaceful as what it may seem like. There are a variety of different sleeping disorders and behaviors that happen every night. A few sleeping disorders are sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, narcolepsy, and RBD. There are also a variety of different sleeping behaviors. Some sleeping behaviors consist of sleepwalking, talking, and eating. Scott wrote in her book that people sleepwalk because part of the brain gets a signal from the neurotransmitters to wake up, while the rest of the body stays asleep. When part of the brain wakes up, that's when sleepwalking will begin. People that sleepwalk look awake because their eyes may be wide open, but really they are sound asleep. Doctors believe that bizarre sleeping behaviors occur when people do not get enough sleep. Sleep is an important essential to everyone's life and something that should happen every day. Not only does having enough sleep better one's health and make one feel good each and every day, but it also helps when performing bizarre sleeping behaviors each night. Understanding the importance of sleep and what happens throughout the entire sleeping stages can help one fathom why one should get a good night of rest each night. There are still many things to learn about sleep that scientists are still working on, but scientists do have enough information to know that our brains and bodies need a good night of rest each night.